Guys, welcome back to another video. Backlash just ended. Well, not just ended, but you know what I mean. Today we're gonna be reviewing Backlash from last night because this video is gonna go up on Monday morning because or Sunday morning rather. Sorry, because I am extremely tired and it was a fun night of wrestling, and once again another Triple H PLE goes good, and another WWE PLE steals the show after a lot of people just didn't. People had their speculations and all that, and they were quickly. All those speculations were put to rest after what was, I think, every match tonight wasn't bad. Now you could debatably say the six-man tag between the Bloodline, Sammy, KO, and Riddle was a little bit off, but for the most part, every match lived up to its said hype. So, without further ado, let's get into this review, starting with a match that I thought we would not see start, and that's Io Sky versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. And Io came out to not only talk Tokyo Shock, which is always one of the goated theme songs, but she came out without Damage Control, which honestly I was kind of expecting in my head. You just got to continue pushing that narrative that Io doesn't need Damage Control, and that Io is perfectly fine competing for the top titles in the company without Damage Control. And it was a great match. It went back and forth. The one thing that you gotta say is that the crowd, oh my goodness. Like, the crowd wasted no time showing that they deserved this PLE. They were cheering Io and booing Bianca. It felt like we were in an alternate universe where we get to pick and choose what we exactly want to happen. It felt like we were in that alternate universe. Like, Io was getting cheered, Bianca was getting booed, and I don't really have a problem with it because half the time Io gets booed and Bianca gets cheered everywhere. So I don't really understand, why people had a problem with this, because I saw some people were like, why are they booing Bianca? Well, maybe because this Puerto Rican crowd is different. They are awesome. But the match itself was, like I said, was great. There was a lot of cool spots in the match. Every move that Io hit was met with a huge reception, which is amazing. Like, that right there felt like I said before, we're in an alternate universe where Io does a simple move and it gets cheered. Meanwhile, Bianca is going great with her offense, and the crowd's like, no, 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 no. You could definitely tell that the crowd definitely has its knowledge of, Io's a great talent. She's fought all over the world. So I do think some of the Puerto Rican crowd is much more aware of what Io Sky has done than Bianca, which is completely fine. But let's get to the finish. So Io was looking like she was gonna win. Well, we get to the part where Damage Control make their inevitable entrance. Bailey and Dakota Kai wearing really cool same outfits. So first of all, Damage Control's plan worked. Bailey distracted the ref enough. Dakota Kai kicked Bianca in the face, and when Io was gonna hit her moonsault, Bailey decided to do a little extra. She decided to hold Bianca's braid, which the referee noticed. So, Io had to wait there a while, and it just took way too long to develop, and it cost Io in the end. One KOD, Bianca retains the Raw Women's Championship in a absolute barn burner, one of the best opening matches to a show that I've seen in a long time. And to be honest with you, I said that they needed to make Io look like a star. You can debatably say that the fans, not only that the match did it, but you could debatably say that the fans did that. And oh my goodness, they absolutely achieved making Io look great, which is awesome. Further in the Damage Control drama, and Bianca winning. I mean, what else can you ask for here? Next up, Seth Rollins faced Omos in a match that I thought was going to be Omos's best match, and I was right. You know, and what I also was right on is that the Puerto Rican crowd was also one of the best places for Seth Rollins' entrance because they lost their damn mind. And this match was good. The spot where Omos sort of he like basically did a leg drop, I guess, off a knee or whatever, and Corey Graves was losing his shit. I like that. I also liked Seth Rollins hitting a pedigree or trying to hit a pedigree on Omos while he's down to one knee. That's great attention to detail in a wrestling match. But we knew what was going to happen. Seth Rollins was going to stomp the big head of Omos into the mat, and he did it twice. Omos kicked out, which makes Omos look great. And Seth Rollins had to go for the almighty top rope stomp, which he did. And this stomp left no doubt. Seth Rollins won. Again, just a perfectly booked match. Omos, this was his best match. And I had no doubt, because Seth Rollins is one of the hottest wrestlers right now. So you basically knew that this was going to be Omos' best match. Next up, we had a match that I thought was going to steal the show, the United States Triple Threat. Theory versus Reed versus Lashley. I thought this match was going to steal the show because if the last United States title triple threat match was in the indication at War Games, this one was going to deliver, and it did. But maybe for more of one man, and that's the man on your screen, Bronson Reed. This dude is so goddamn good. I'm ready for that push. This dude is doing backflips. He hit a couple of tsunamis, which didn't quite get the job done. This was a Bronson Reed showcase, and this was just to say, you know what? Bronson Reed is the real deal, and he is. He's absolutely the real deal. Bronson Reed has got so much range, and he's a future. I'm gonna say mid-card champion to now to avoid jumping to any crazy ass conclusions, but you know Bronson Reed is all that. To the finish now. The match was great. Each man got their offense, but in the end, no title would change. Austin Theory would continue his long reign now, over 5 months, 6 months. As a U.S. champion, that's a pretty decently long reign. So, decently long reign. But basically, Bobby Lashley had Bronson Reed beat. And Theory came from behind, threw him out of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Bronson Reed takes the pin, which it had to happen because there's no I wouldn't have not necessarily been happy with Bobby Lashley being pinned either, and I just don't think. And at the same time, I'm thinking in my head, oh, I don't know about Austin Theory being pinned, but at the end of the day, Austin Theory retains the title, and I don't have no problem because I'm not gonna randomly pretend I have a problem with Theory. He's still a wickedly talented wrestler. Overall, this United States Championship match lived up to the hype. Next up, we had one of the most anticipated matches of the night, Rhea versus Zelina Vega for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Rhea came out in an attire that really helped my eyes a little bit. But, you know, she came out in her smug way. But Zelina Vega's entrance, so heartwarming. She came out with the Puerto Rican attire and the Puerto Rican flag, which I absolutely love. The crowd, as soon as the crowd saw that flag, they were all the way cheering. And I mean, this is just amazing. This is why I love the Puerto Rican crowd. Zelina will always remember this moment for no matter how long she fights for. And honestly, Zelina's entrance is one of my favorite entrances from Backlash. Just general entrances overall, it was great, and she was getting emotional because she was dedicating this match to her dad, I believe. And you know, Zelina got emotional. That, along with the support with the WWE Universe, it's just I agree with Zelina. It just gets you teared up. It's impossible not to tear up. But overall, the match itself, I wanted a little bit more offense. I know Zelina hit the 619, but you know, this match felt short. It just felt short. Did I like it? I absolutely did, because the crowd absolutely got me into it. And Rhea like I said in the predictions, Rhea hit one Riptide and that was it. I mean, it was easy to see where WWE was gonna go, but I really enjoyed this. Like, and Zelina got a standing ovation after, which even made it even more great. And yeah, I just gotta say this was perfectly executed once again. Next up, we had the big one: Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. And when I say that this match was drunk, I am not lying. First of all, Damian Priest came out, not really a special entrance for him. This dude is just focused on kicking Bad Bunny's ass. And Bad Bunny decided, I'm going to have I'm going to switch up not only to another song, but I believe the song that Bad Bunny came out to was even a more popular song than his other song that he had before. I don't really listen to Bad Bunny's music, so I'm not quite sure what the songs are called. But the crowd lost their fucking shit. Like like this may be the biggest pop I've seen of all time, and that's definitely gonna be probably over the Steve Austin pop in the '90s, and that's saying something. Because I think the Steve Austin pop is the biggest American pop of all time. But the biggest pop, like, generally of all time, may be this Bad Bunny thing, entrance. And Bad Bunny not only came out with a chain and stuff around him, he came out with the whole set of weapons. Trash cans, kendo sticks, chairs. And this match was intense. And excuse me, because we're going to get into a lot of this match. So the match pretty much started with Damian Priest asserting his dominance over Bad Bunny. And Damian Priest could have realistically squashed Bad Bunny, but Damian Priest wanted to watch Bad Bunny suffer, which is realistic to the story. Then this match ended up going into the crowd. Bad Bunny took a wicked spot. People don't realize how just brutal this spot is. He took a Falcon Arrow through a table, which is a big spot to take. Like, even for wrestlers that fight every day in WWE, this is a brutal spot to take. And Bad Bunny just took it like a champion and I mean, also, Bad Bunny's selling is just downright incredible. Like, I am a admirer of Bad Bunny's selling. Just in general, after tonight, I'm just a huge admirer of Bad Bunny in every sense of the word. But like I said before, the match was chaotic, which we all expected. It's a goddamn street fight. And the match could have been stopped after he got put through that table, but Bad Bunny isn't giving up in his hometown. This match continued, and Bad Bunny finally found a target, and that's Damian Priest's legs, which he was able to pretty much knock down, and Damian Priest was hurt. And then the Judgment Day decided to finally come out. Dom and Finn Balor, and then this is where things started to get chaotic. Carlito is back on a WWE screen again. Carlito came out in his newly jacked self, and he was coming for Dom and Finn Balor. And that pop was also probably the biggest pop that Carlito has gotten in his entire career. But that's besides the point. I popped too. Like, I legitimately popped out loud for Carlito. I was not expecting it, but it was so goddamn cool. And then Cito Vega came out, which was awesome to see because he was there before the show, so they were kind of planting the seeds there. So they got everybody possible to even up with the judge, and then you obviously had to end up with LWO coming out last, because these Carlito and Vega weren't gonna do anything to the Judgment Day, but LWO can. So I mean, and then after that, you just had to end it off with Bad Bunny hitting a destroyer on Damian Priest for the 1-2-3, and honestly, this was one of the most fun matches all year. I'm not going to say most fun match all year because I would probably be lying. But this crowd, man, I mean, this crowd just makes me want to say that it was the most fun match. And to be honest with you, goosebumps. I mean, this match, I will definitely say that this is a top 10 match all year across any wrestling company. Because just of the shenanigans, You've got the crowd reaction, the shenanigans, unexpected returns like Carlito, brutalness with the weapons, selling, which is credit to Bad Bunny. Um, just overall the engagement. It just had everything that you would want if you were describing a top 10 match or top match. So overall, you know, incredible. I mean, in an LWO Carlito, everyone's serenading Bad Bunny at the end. It made me kind of emotional because it was just perfection. It was just, as wrestling fans, we just want the best for the company, and this was just exactly that. If you had to write something that what we wanted from this Bad Bunny match in your dreams, this is probably something that you would come up with. So it's absolutely fantastic. Next up, though, we want to talk about one of the downsides maybe of tonight, which I honestly don't think this match was bad. Sammy and KO and Riddle versus the Bloodline. And overall, the crowd, I don't even need to say about the crowd anymore. You guys know that the crowd was into everything. The match pace was not that good. Like, I know they're trying to build this storyline. This WWE still treats this storyline as its biggest storyline. So that's why, in the middle of the match, they're running like storyline stuff where, Jay is complaining with Solo and stuff, but the pace of the match was just not it. It just felt like it was a slow motion match. And the biggest thing I'm going to talk about is the drama between Jey Uso and Solo Sikoa. No, Jimmy Uso was not involved in any of the drama. It was Jey Uso. And it makes a lot of sense because Jey Uso is known to say a lot of stuff in the past. But there were several times where Solo and Jay almost came to blows. And this picture right here was the biggest storyline. Solo almost Samoan spiked the piss out of Jay. And this moment right here, I didn't think he was going to Samoan spike him. But I thought, after the match, something's going to happen. And I was like, yeah, okay, here we go. Someone's going to come and win. And they didn't. Solo Sikoa went beast mode like he always does, and he ended up pitting Matt Riddle. And I also want to involve that Jimmy and Jay had friendly fire. I'm not ready to say that they're going to break up because I still think Solo's the one to pull the trigger. But Solo went beast mode, and the Bloodline winning is honestly a shocker, which I don't mind because, I don't think the Bloodline should necessarily be losing, and Matt Riddle can take a pin, so WWE did the right thing. I'm just overall shocked and sad that that this result right here ruined my perfect predictions, but whatever. Next up, we had Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar, and there's only one word you can really say, and that's this picture right here. Cody Rhodes tried to get the upper hand. He tried to jump Brock Lesnar before the match, and then Brock Lesnar wasn't having it. He was going to turn to that suplex faster than anything. And I don't even know. It wasn't a lot of suplexes. I believe it was like 6 or 7 that Cody took. And, Cody had to kick out of that F5. Brock Lesnar had to kick out of that crossroads. But, interesting finish a little bit. Because this match wasn't long. So there's not really a lot to talk about. But Brock got busted open like this wasn't, I think it was legit. I think this was an audible. And it just felt like an audible. Because I felt like a match like this, it just felt like an awkward ending. And, the whole feeling just felt weird, like it was an audible. So Brock Lesnar was bleeding heavily. And Cody was kind of feeding into it. And the plan was to cut Brock, but I don't think the plan was to cut Brock like a tomato. And he was bleeding so much, Cody was laying on him for all of like 5 seconds, and Cody was covered in gashes of blood. As this image could probably tell you that Brock was absolutely covered. But getting to the finish, Brock Lesnar put in the Kimura lock, and Cody Rhodes put Brock Lesnar's shoulder down and got the 1, 2, 3. Because when this happened, I was like, oh, Brock Lesnar's going to probably kick out and go right back to on the Kimura lock. No, they ended the match which is why I think it was an audible. I think this was supposed to be a spot where Cody was in the Kimura for a long time, but they were like, the blood is too much. We gotta end this match. Overall, what do I think about Cody winning? I think it's the right call. I would have been more mad if Brock won. I just don't think it. I just don't think. Call me a Cody believer or whatever, but Cody winning this match really got me joy. It doesn't matter how you do it, but I just don't want Cody and Brock to rival past this tonight. I just want Cody and Brock to be a thing in the past. I'm ready for Cody and Brock to be done. But yeah, pretty much we got through the run of the mill. Once again, shout out to the San Juan, Puerto Rico crowd. One of the best crowds in WWE history. You will go down in the record books. Overall, these last two nights have been 90% good and 10% weird. These last two shows, SmackDown and Backlash, have been fantastic. Raw is looking good. And SmackDown has always been like the A show. So it's honestly been such a joy. And I can't wait. And right now, WWE is just in a very relaxed, great spot. So with that being said, that is it for the Backlash review. And the video will be up tomorrow morning. So I'll see you guys for Monday for Raw.